Hello everyone and welcome to the Utopia of Nerd News. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Adam.
And as you can tell, my voice is a little deeper because I'm kind of sick. So that's a thing. And welcome to our news. We have some fantastic news for you. Sorry we weren't able to get back to you last week, but school and sickness just corrupts everything.
Right, it was her fault. And because of us not doing a show last week, I decided to kind of do like a cliff, or like a 2-week, like kind of skim over the kind of bigger things, I suppose, and I kind of left out a lot of the smaller things, especially in the trailers portion of the show. But all that aside, let's go ahead and get started. If you remember earlier this year, Disney and EA made a deal so that all Star Wars video games will be made exclusive to EA and their companies that they own. Well, we've actually got some more details on that.
Oh.
The deal will last a decade, so 10 years of only EA's companies, BioWare, DICE, etc., having Star Wars games. We know Star Wars Battlefront, for instance, or Battlefront 3 will be coming out, which I'm excited for that, because that's like the only shooter franchise that I've enjoyed. But all that aside...
I mean...
I said Star Wars.
Yeah, I know, but... You said shooter.
Yeah, but we were talking Star Wars.
Okay, anyways.
Anyway, and here's the best part of the news. They did say that they will be looking at J.J. Abrams' upcoming Star Wars Episode 7 to know how to incorporate that for maybe specific games that might be around the same time place. But they said there will not be movie-based video games, which is fantastic news.
Yeah, that's completely fine with me.
Yeah, they're never good.
Nope.
So,
vice versa.
Good for them.
Vice versa.
EA doing things that I like. I mean,
yeah, till the game comes out and it's crap. Just saying.
Next up, Bethesda has trademarked Fallout 4 in Europe, which is not unknown, but it's very exciting. And this was actually following a teaser site that was kind of popping up around the internet 2 weeks ago. So yeah, that's not unexpected, but still very exciting because Fallout's awesome.
Do they know what the Fallout's going to be about, or
post-apocalyptic?
That's the thing.
Nothing outside of the name was trademarked in Europe.
Oh.
So,
all right.
Well, it's just good that they finally got that going.
Yeah.
Moving on, there will be a new Lord of the Rings game coming out. This was supposed to come out, I believe, like next year. It is called Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor.
Oh.
And it is based around an original story and around an original character. It's supposed to be like kind of a dark story. It's about a ranger whose family gets killed by Sauron's army. And he himself dies, but then I guess he comes back to life and has like wraith-like powers. So that's really all we know about it, outside of that it will be coming out for the PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, and Xbox One. Maybe the Wii U, who knows on that one, but for sure on those four. So you don't have to get a next gen to play it. You'll just get better graphics and load times.
I like that when they if you don't have enough money to get this on the new station, we'll make it for you on the old one.
Right. Well, it makes sense too with PlayStation came out a while ago and said that they're going to be supporting the PlayStation 3 for well over a year after the PS4 launch, and we know a lot of the Tales remakes are going to be coming out on the PlayStation 3, and Kingdom Hearts 2.5 is going to be coming out on the PS3.
That's what I'm
getting on. There's a new Lord of the Rings game with an original story. Moving on, and kind of a Lord of the Rings-ish thing, there were some screenshots leaked of what looks to be the next Lego game to come out, which will be Lego Hobbit, which is still not announced, but again, they just popped out, and there was even a thing on it that said 2014, so next year, and they had pictures of Bilbo, Thorin, and Gandalf. So
I figured
it's basically announced, unannounced at the same time. So, Hobbit Lego.
Oh my gosh, I just thought that'd be so cool. Smog. Lego Smog.
Yeah.
Or Schmaug.
Smaug.
How they like to say it.
Smaug.
Schmaug.
For those of you who have a 3DS or 3DS XL, or maybe I guess 2DS, you will soon, there's not an official release date for it yet, But Nintendo did say soon you will be able to watch YouTube videos like ours on your device.
Yay.
And last up, and definitely the coolest bit of news coming out of this, at least if you're a Game of Thrones fan.
Oh my gosh, I am. I totally am.
Telltale Games has basically, again in that unannounced, said that they will be working on a Game of Thrones franchise. Now, if you don't know who Telltale are, right now they're working on the Fables franchise. They also recently did the award-winning Walking Dead point-and-click adventure. They do point-and-clicks that are actually very good for previous established franchises, and then they make a thing inside of that. They're working on Fables right now, and we know that there's going to be a second season of the Walking Dead game coming out, so I'd imagine maybe after that it looks like will be a Game of Thrones thing. No details are really out, but still really cool because there's yet to be a good Game of Thrones game, unless you count the CK2 mod.
Yeah. I count that, but no, not really. Well, sort of.
Kind of. It's like half.
Yeah,
know?
it's like Tyrion.
But it still has its nose. Alright, so moving on from video game stuff to the movie stuff. The first thing we have to talk about is Sony Pictures Entertainment co-chairman Amy Pascal was basically talking to their investors, Sony's investors, or at least movie investors, and she basically mentioned something about having potential Spider-Man, not Spider-Man himself, but like the other characters in the Spider-Man universe having their own movies. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to do that. They were just talking to the investors about potential stuff, but that was thrown out there, so it's out there.
Interesting.
Expect a Kraven the Hunter movie.
Oh.
No, seriously though, if they do it, it better be Venom. Or Green Goblin. I could be okay with Green Goblin.
What about Sandman?
No. But it should be Venom, because then they could build up Venom and Spider-Man, and then have them team up to fight Carnage, because that's what needs to happen. That's what's needed to happen since the very first Spider-Man movie with Sam Raimi.
They could just do a spin-off Mary Jane movie.
I hope not. I would much rather have Black Cat. Meow.
Meow.
Up next, Tom Hardy's movie, Mad Max, or at least the reboot for it, that's been kind of on-off again, but it's already been filmed for the most part, and everything's been done. They finally have a release date for it.
When is that release date, sir?
May 15th of 2015, meaning that we have another big movie for the summer of 2015. This will be 2 weeks after Marvel's The Avengers 2, so...
It's gonna be crazy.
A lot of movies in 2015.
I'm gonna be completely broke.
Oh yeah, I'm already broke. I'm pre-planning my brokenness for it.
Yeah.
Next up, some interesting news. An actor named Jason Fleming. He's more or less a side character in a lot of things he does. He's really not a main guy. Tweeted a picture with the Star Wars Episode 7 script, or at least a page of it. But really, you can't make much of it. But the interesting Star Wars news that came out was that Doctor Who's Matt Smith has been meeting up with a lot of the Disney execs about a potential role in the movie. The role is unknown.
Oh my gosh, yes!
But the 11th Doctor seems really strong that he might get a role right now.
The Force might be strong in this one.
He met all the executives who are behind getting this together. In person.
Should meet with David Tennant too.
They should. They should just... Come on. Christopher Eccleston. They should just get all three of them.
Just do it.
And put all three in the movie.
That'd be sweet.
And they could have Christopher Eccleston play the villain who has like 2 paragraphs of lines in the whole movie. And he's like voice modified.
Oh jeez. Hey, he could be Vader.
He's not big enough for Vader.
I know.
Anyway, so that's very exciting news. And speaking of very exciting news from Star Wars, they also came out and said one of the returning characters from the original Star Wars movies, R2-D2, will be in Star Wars Episode 7. So one of the all-time greats in the Star Wars universe is back.
But what about C-3PO?
They didn't say anything about C-3PO.
What? Because you can't have R2-D2 without C-3PO.
You clearly didn't watch the prequels.
I did. I did.
But yes, R2-D2 was confirmed. C-3PO, we don't know, but the actor I think might be dead. So
So they come up with new like
I'm just saying his voice would be a little different.
they could find someone.
I'm sure
and train him.
Here, let me just say this. I'm sure he will be in it. But just rejoice because the better of the two is confirmed.
Yes, but they're a duo. They're so funny together.
What if they had Wicket with R2?
No.
Because in Return of the Jedi, those two were comedic gold together. Okay.
No. I love them together, but let's have a trio going on. Let's have C-3PO, Wicket, and R2-D2, and then everyone can be happy.
I'm okay with that.
All right, good.
I also want Boba Fett to have his own movie.
What if they throw Jar Jar Binks in there?
No, he's frozen in carbonite.
Oh. Does he ever get out of it?
Not in current canon.
Oh. Yeah. Well, I used to like Jar Jar Binks, but then I found out that he effed everything up.
He did.
That's why everyone hates him.
No, everyone hates him because he's annoying. Next, Lost actor Terry O'Quinn is the now favored rumored actor to be playing Lex Luthor in the Batman-Superman mashup. Yeah. So that's just another popular bald actor that they're throwing out there.
Good job.
Still waiting for the actual confirmation of who Lex Luthor will be.
Still going for Cranston.
And I still don't want them to do a whole lot with Lex in this movie because they need to save Lex for a proper second.
But
Superman
wouldn't you rather
movie.
have it be Cranston?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would. Yes. And last up, in just kind of a fun, weird little thing, Midtown Comics, which is like a major thing in New York City, received a poster from Warner Brothers. This is the only thing that really gives any credence to this. From Warner Brothers, with a poster saying 2014, and it has two fists, one male and one female, pounding together, saying activate.
No.
And here's the best part. The top says Kunis and Kutcher.
No!
Most people, myself included, think this is a hoax. Basically by Warner Brothers, probably just to keep their movies getting out there in the news, but it's still completely fantastic. And if this does happen, I will be so happy.
With Kunis and Kutcher?
That would be hysterical. Can you see them in the tights? Oh my god, that would be great. Okay. I just want a Wonder Twins movie, okay?
I know you do.
I don't care who the actors are. I just want a Wonder Twins movie. DC's movies have been so serious with, like, no real comedy at all.
They're so bad.
I want the comedic relief, and I want it so badly in their movies. And they're the best for it.
I suppose, yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so take what you will from that.
Hope this is a thing.
It won't be. But I wish. I can dream. Next up, we got some trailers. You want to talk about some trailers?
Oh, let's talk about some trailers.
All right. First up, we're going to talk about The Wind Rises because the U.S. trailer came out.
But there's no English dub or
all it is the exact same Japanese trailer that we talked about in the past, with American movie critics basically saying that this is a really good movie. So there's really nothing to talk about.
And they just keep pounding it in that this is Miyazaki's last film.
And it's going to bring her to tears.
It's okay.
She's done. They're
he needs
digging the dagger in.
He needs to go
before he comes out with the stinker.
And have fun.
Moving on, in case you were watching Hunger Games Catching Fire, they came out with a few trailers that were special released for this movie, which happens with bigger movies. So if you've seen that, you've probably seen these, so you can talk about them. But if not, you can check them out on the interwebs. The first one is a teaser trailer for Maleficent. Now, what are your thoughts on that?
I've been waiting for this trailer forever because I knew that, obviously, if you didn't know, Angelina Jolie is going to play Maleficent, and Maleficent is from Sleeping Beauty, the Disney.
What?
Yes.
I thought she was from Kingdom Hearts.
Anyways, actually, seeing this teaser trailer, even though there's a bunch and a ton together. A bunch of CG, obviously, that looked kind of bad, but what can you do? She actually looks really good for this part, I thought. I think she'll do a pretty good job with Maleficent, and it looks interesting. I'd probably go see it, so.
I could not agree more with you on Angelina Jolie. She looks perfect for this
Yeah.
role. Like, I can't think in my head, and I've been thinking this since I first saw the trailer, I can't think of another actress who I'd prefer to see visually in that role. And Angelina Jolie, for as much crap as she might get for being kind of a weird person, she's a very good actress.
Yes, she is.
Which most actors and actors who are very good are very weird people.
Mm-hmm.
Very out of touch with humanity, and they like to pretend to be. But anyway, all that aside, and I do think this was a pretty cool looking trailer. This movie's gonna blow, okay? This is Disney trying to do a live action recreate of one of their old stories. We've seen 2 of them in the past. Alice in Wonderland with Tim Burton was terrible.
I love
and
that
Oz
one.
the Great and Powerful
That one
was
was
dreadful. They were both terrible movies with bad CGI and green screen, and this won't be any different. So, yeah.
I love Alice in Wonderland, Tim Burton's Wonderland, and The Great and Powerful Oz, no.
Moving on, we have the other movie that was released for it was Divergence. Now, what were your thoughts on Divergence with Shailene Woodley?
I don't know. I think it's just the transition.
I think she likes it.
No. I think it's just the transition of seeing Shailene Woodley moving from TV to movie. It's just kind of weird for me. I mean, a lot of actors and actresses do that, but it's just really weird because she's going from, like, the American teenage life or whatever, where she was, like, pregnant in high school, to this movie where she's, like, fighting and having to be serious. And I mean, that was a dramatic TV show, but I don't know.
Well, I really didn't watch the TV show, and I have nothing wrong with her in this role. In fact, I was pretty sure you were going to hate on her for the role, so I'm glad you did, because I had nothing to say because I was indifferent towards her. My thoughts towards that trailer, having seen it a few times, I know you've only seen it the once. First thought is, clearly they're literally just trying to rip off the Hunger Games crowd. They went for their, they released the movie trailer for that. It has the same kind of, like, in the genre, but it won't be as good because it doesn't look near as good. It seems really corny to me, at least the trailer. Like, the guy in it, like, they do this, like, oh, here, let me show you how that's done, how you elbow the thing, and he touches her in the stomach, and she does the...
Look at my back tattoos.
Yeah. And then he's, like, so corny. He's like, I don't want to be just good. I want to be, like, good and right and just for whatever he says. It's just, it sounds really corny and dumb. Mm-hmm. I could care less about this movie.
Yeah, me too.
And last up, the big one that was released over the last couple weeks, Noah.
Oh, man. Noah looks so good. So good. And what better role for Russell Crowe? I mean... Russell Crowe.
From Minnesota.
Minnesota. Really, I mean, I'm sure he's going to do a fantastic job in this role. Emma Watson's coming in to Noah, and, like, she's playing his daughter, and it's good to see her, I mean, I know she's been getting into movies and stuff, but it's good to see her, coming into this one, and it looks good. I'm excited. Me
too. In fact, since the ones you didn't go over, Jennifer Connelly, another really good actress, playing Noah's wife. It's directed by Darren Aronofsky, who's a really, really good director. It's got Hannibal in it. I can't ever remember his name. Anthony Hopkins. Yes, Anthony Hopkins. And, yes, this looks very, very good. This looks like it's going to be a potential, as long as it doesn't fall on its face, like a potential Oscar-type movie. And you mentioned Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe is easily one of my favorite actors. Oh my goodness. Especially as, like, the manly role. Yeah. Like, when he... Like, in Les Miserables, I'm just kind of like, because I know how good of an actor he actually is, and he should not be singing. Oh, he wasn't that bad, though. But, like, Gladiator Russell Crowe. Like, that's what this reminded me of. It had that same kind of, like, bring it on. I'll take all you on kind of, like, and I love him in that role. He's the best at it, okay? The best. He's the best at it, and he's one of the best actors in Hollywood. Oh, he's so good. He really is. He's really versatile. I mean, yeah, he gets those manly roles, but, I mean, seeing him in, Superman and stuff That's still a pretty manly role. Yeah, let's be honest, he was taking names. And Les Mis, but... Again. Yeah, but it's just a softer, manly role. So he can be versatile. Right. All that aside, though, I'm curious on how they want to go over some of the details, because the Noah story isn't, a fully fleshed out thing. It's a small part of the Bible. Mm-hmm. So I'm curious on how they want to go through all especially because the Bible itself is such a controversial thing with even the most sturdy, like most studied Christian people going back and forth on what different things mean and everything. So I'm curious on what stances on a lot of those they choose to take. But it looks really good.
Oh, it does. I can't wait. Coming out next year, I do believe.
All that aside, we have a little bit of television news, both coming from the same TV show. First up, in case you've been watching Arrow, which you should if you like comic book stuff, I guess, Barry Allen will be on the next episode of Arrow. And now, if you don't know who Barry Allen is, he is the Flash. So the Flash will be on that, and they said a couple episodes where he will be a normal human, then he will get his powers, then he will get his spin-off TV show. So, the Flash TV show, it's coming soon.
Coming to a TV near you.
At the CW.
And CW.
Off the same TV show, Nysa, hopefully that's how it's pronounced, it's Nysaa, Al Ghul, the other daughter, not Talia al Ghul, of Ra's al Ghul, will also be on it, and she will be played by the third Spartacus actor to be cast on the TV show, Katarina Law, who was Mira on Spartacus. And I'm fine with that, because she's a good actress. So, yeah. I just like how they love to poach actors from specific TV shows.
Yeah, like taking Captain Jack, Doctor Who.
For the first season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, that's it for my news. I'll go ahead and let Sarah do her thing.
Alright, so let's go into our anime news. So what's going on for anime news? So, Funimation has English dubbed an anime called Robotics Note. It's the next installment of the sci-fi adventure from the creators of Steins Gate and Chaos Head. This is part 1. It is going to be out in Blu-ray and DVD combo early next year, 2014. And what it's kind of about is about these two kids. Their names are Aki and Kato. And they dream of building this huge robot and making it, like, huge. Like, not just, like, a little one,
Like Mobile Suit Gundam size.
Yeah,
huge.
Pretty much. And what's happening is they're in this club, and they need more people in their club. The club is called Robot Research Club. And so they pretty much, like, try to talk anyone they can into it, or force them into it, just so they can build this robot. And there's actually a trailer out for it. So we can kind of go into that. What were your thoughts about the trailer?
Okay, so if you've watched the show, you know I might be a little bit a fan of mech stuff. Okay, I grew up on Gundam.
I did too.
Pacific Rim was nothing but pure joy for me this summer. And this looks so cool. I want to watch it bad. It looks really fun.
Like, at first I was like, this might be weird, but like when I was reading about it, but then we watched the trailer and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like the next Mobile Suit Gundam almost.
Well, not
that close.
Don't get crazy.
No, I'm not getting crazy, but it looks good.
It looks really good. The animation's top notch.
Voices,
but it looks really good.
I know.
I want to watch this right now. Like, since you showed me that trailer, I've wanted to watch it. So, hurry up.
Well, it'll be out early next year, 2014.
Dang it. It's too long.
I know.
It looks really good.
It does.
Expect a review after it comes out.
Yes. So next up, we did talk about the Persona 3 first film that was coming out. It came out actually in Japan this year, and the second Persona film is actually slated for early next summer. Now, you're like, oh, so how did this come about? Well, in the first Persona 3 movie, at the end of the credits, there was a character that appeared, and her name is Igus.
Yes, I knew you were going to say that. Sorry, my favorite character, sorry.
So she appeared at the end of the movie, at the end of the credits, and that was the confirmation of the next Persona 3 movie that's going to be coming out.
She's the best Persona 3 character by a mile.
So, if you're a Persona 3 fan, look forward to the second movie coming out. Well, it's slated for next year. I don't know when it'll come out, but sometime probably
Having not
next
seen
year.
it, I still doubt they can throw that much stuff into a movie when they couldn't do
No, I
it in a
hope.
25 episode anime TV show for Persona 4. But here's hoping. Scott Igus.
All right, and our last piece of anime news is about Toonami. Now, Aniplex America announced on Friday that Blue Exorcist TV show is going to be coming on to Toonami's block in March of next year.
Cool.
So, if you're a Blue Exorcist fan or you haven't watched the anime, that might be a good time for you to start watching it or rewatching it.
Yeah.
So, yay! That's it for my anime news. Alright, so moving on to book news. There is a book coming out on November 26th. It's called Fairest in the Land, and it's by Bill Willingham. It's a graphic novel, actually, and it's about, like, the like, fable stories and stuff, but in, like, graphic novel. So it should be interesting if you're into graphic novels and you like, fairy tales and fables and stuff like that.
Those things are so popular right
I
now.
know, aren't they?
Everything is. Everything.
So that's coming out on Tuesday. And because the Doctor Who 50th anniversary episode happened this weekend, I decided that I was going to put a Doctor Who book on here. It actually came out November 19th, but it's the Doctor Who Essential Guide to 50 Years of the Doctor Who. By Justin Richards, and you can go purchase that and learn all the essential information that you need to know about the Doctors and all that cool stuff.
Including the one with the scarf.
Yes, I do believe that's the fourth one. I do believe.
I just know the old show was so bad.
Oh, I loved his scarf though.
It was so dated.
Yes,
So dated.
but they're doing really good with their new stuff, and it's very popular. Very popular.
You're not British unless you like the Doctor Who show.
I wouldn't say that.
I would. Only if you want to be a real British person.
Anyways, that is it for my anime and book news, and that's it for our news.
No. Well, that's it for our news.
If you didn't get a chance, look at that mystery box.
Because there's a video there.
Unless you're on a mobile phone, then it doesn't work.
In that case, we're just wasting your time.
You need to find a computer then.
Yeah. Or soon to be a 3DS.
Yeah. I don't know if you can click on those though.
Well, it's got a touchscreen.
That's true.
But so do phones.
Yeah. I don't
Probably
know.
not. Unless Nintendo's better than all your phone carriers.
Yeah.
Suck it, Apple.
Hey, Android.
Bye.
See you guys.